Kuta is most people's first introduction to Bali, and it's their first love, and it's the case with me too. My first love in the whole of Indonesia is actually Kuta. And I really wanted to explore Kuta's decline today from a few different angles, mainly because I'm coming here at the end of the day as the sun sets and it's beautiful, but also because it's in the high season at the moment, Australian school holidays and Indonesian school holidays, and I wanted to see what it's like when it's a little bit busier, but also at night. As the sun sets, people start going out to dinner. Is it really worth coming to right now? Let's check it out. The first thing I'm noticing as I look down the beach is just the vast number of people who are down here enjoying this sunset. It's like the days of old. And if we look at that sunset, it is just as good as it ever was, isn't it? And as we look down to the south, it's also as busy as ever. It's certainly got the heart racing a little bit when I look at that view and see how many people are down here. That's actually a really good sign, and it's not as dead as I expected it to be. The last few times I've been down here have been in the day, and it's just been a really sad sight, to be honest. And I was hopeful today that it might be a little bit better, and it is. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have a bit of a walk up the beach, and then I'm going to head inland for a bit of dinner and have a look at Poppies 1 and 2, and maybe a few other streets, see what's going on there. See what the action's like at night these days. I mean, it used to get a bit rowdy. I'm not sure if it's like that anymore. There are actually quite a few places down in Kuta that I used to go and eat at back in the day. Little small warungs, cheap places. I hope some of those are still around. I know that a lot of the old places have gone now, but I'm hopeful that some of the old places that I used to go to still there. Like, I think it was one called Bamboo Corner that I used to go to. I saw on the map that it seems to be open still. There was Warung Indonesia, which I used to enjoy as well. I think that should still be around. This is what it looks like. Pretty cool, eh? Look at that. I guess one thing that has never changed is all this sort of stuff going on, getting massages there. You can have a beer by the beach as you're watching the sunset. There's dudes shouting out, "You want ice cream? You want ice cream?" And it's an interesting sort of mix of people that come down here now as well. A lot more locals sort of love to come on holiday down to Kuta than in the past. I mean, there's always been a bit of a local hangout for local tourists, but now, because it's the school holidays, of course, a lot of people from Jakarta would be coming across, and all the other big cities in Indonesia as well, like Bandung and Surabaya. Surabaya is pretty close, only an hour away by plane. In fact, when I look at it, the vast majority are actually, they seemingly are Indonesian, most of the people that are down here. It's not like, you know, full of Westerners or anything like that. It actually makes it feel quite nice to be down here, to be honest. Oh, look at this place. Susan's Bar. She never told me she had a bar down here. Geez, the weather's good at the moment as well. Like, today has been a really cool day. Like, I've just sat inside with the fan blowing on me all day. I had a little thermometer in there, 27 degrees inside. A nice breeze outside as well. Even though it's been really sunny, it's just been so pleasant. And right now, like, it is just the perfect walking temperature. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Just such a nice place. I'm pretty psyched about this place. Can't wait to get into the gungs, like Poppies gungs, and see what's going on in there. I'll wait until it gets a little bit darker first, though, otherwise we won't get the real picture, will we? And there's still as good a place as any to watch the planes land over there. Oh, well, it's probably better, a little bit better over in Jimbaran, but you can still see the planes coming in, the airport over there. What a spot. The thing is with a place like Kuta is that because it's your first love, you always have a soft spot for it. You always will do. You sort of want it the way it used to be, but it's never going to be like that. But it doesn't mean you can still have a little bit of a thing for it. And I certainly do for Kuta. I mean, I've got a soft spot for it for sure, and I do enjoy having a bit of a look around, even though it's at times a little bit chaotic and a bit of a wreck and a bit of a mess. I do like it. I'm actually seeing a lot of families with kids at the moment that look to be coming from places like Australia, but also the Indonesian crowd as well. So it's a nice little mix, and it's good to see that people are still bringing their kids here on school holidays, even though the airfares are through the roof at the moment. But it's just nice that people are still coming here for their annual holidays. It's nice. I mean, it sort of makes sense because I'm not sure where else they would go. Like, I can't imagine families going to Canggu so much, and I have noticed a little bit of a shift to Sanur in some ways, but again, that may not suit kids either. So yeah, it's still nice to see that they are coming here, and it does make sense. A good one is, if you want to say first love, it's Cinta Pertamaku, and you can joke around with it as well. Like, you can joke around with it as Kuta being your first love, or Bir Bintang being your Cinta Pertamaku, and you can say things like Aku tidak akan pernah melupakan Cinta Pertamaku. A few good words in there, but there's a really good one in there which is pernah, and pernah means ever, yeah? And it's used a little bit differently in Indonesian. I'll try to explain. So we will say, I have never been to Europe, but if you have been there before, you don't say, I have ever been there, but Indonesians will. So they'll say, saya pernah ke Eropa, saya tidak pernah ke Eropa, where we sort of make up a different sentence. We don't use the word ever in that context, but Indonesians do. And the reason is, you can ask someone, oh, udah pernah ke Eropa? And then they can say, pernah, like that. You can answer like, ever. That makes sense. So this is Poppies 1. That's the main street there. Poppies 1. Let's go up it. Who knows what it's going to be like, but I can see a little hotel up there called the Kuta 1 Party Hotel. It looks like a really old school hotel. I'm not sure how popular it is, but I'm sure once upon a time it was pretty popular, and I'm sure a lot of you have been there before. Wouldn't have been called that forever, I'm sure. Let's have a look what's down here. That's the Kuta Puri Bungalows Villa Resort. It looks a little bit quiet, to be honest. This whole of Poppies 1 looks really quiet. Like, it actually mirrors what I experienced when I came down here probably a few months back during the day. It actually feels really dead down some of these like main old streets. Last time I came down here, the main reason for that was that there seemed to be a bit of construction going on around the place. All the old art markets and stuff are there, but you know, you got the craft shops and the clothes shops and the sunny shops, and you got the spas and that sort of stuff. But that whole busyness of bars and stuff doesn't really feel like it's here anymore. I will go a bit further in. I'll get a bite to eat, and then we'll nick up some other back streets as well, see what it feels like there. But that's a little bit interesting because that beachfront is just absolutely crowded, so I'm not sure where people are going after that, whether they're staying somewhere else or what, but certainly not very busy down here. A good word to think about when you're talking about how busy a place is ramai. I've talked about it before, or keramaian, which is the business of a place. But you can, you know, if you want to describe a place as being busy, oh yes, ramai. And this is not, this is tidak ramai. It's actually extremely quiet, like extreme. There's a few motorbikes coming down here, but as far as tourists go, like, I haven't passed anyone yet. Well, maybe one or two. Oh, there's a bit of football on the TV up there, which people are getting stuck into. But I guess that's something, isn't it? So people are at the sports bars watching a bit of AFL. If the people aren't staying around here, where are they staying? I mean, people used to always come here for a cheap holiday, you know, $30 a night for accommodation, and I'm sure you can still get them for that price or even cheaper down here in Poppies. Maybe it's just not where people want to bring kids anymore. But it was sort of a rite of passage back in the day, wasn't it? I'm sure that sort of stuff is part of the reason, you know, big projects going on. That was going on about 6 months when I came down here, and it sort of doesn't look to be going too fast, actually. Like, I don't know if it's gone much further than when I was here, to be honest. But that's definitely one of the things that you would think is going to sort of knock off the edge of a place like this, take some of the buzz out of it. I just remember all the bars down here, and I've seen only one or two so far. I reckon back in the days, here we go. This looks like the place that I was thinking of, Bamboo. It is Bamboo Corner. I'm going to go in there and have a little bite to eat. Might just get something quite simple, like a nasi goreng. They've got a menu up here. Let's have a look. So most of the food here is like Chinese, Indonesian style, things like, well, it's got all the nasi gorengs, of course, and mee gorengs, but it's also got like sweet and sour stuff and that sort of thing as well. A bit of seafood on there, gado, all that. It's a typical old warung that we used to go to back in the early days in Bali. I just sort of love the old style of it, to be honest. Look at it. All that bamboo stuff everywhere. It's like it's a bit dark, a bit dingy. Look at that. Old school nasi goreng and a mango juice. Looking forward to that. Let's get stuck in. Let's try the mango juice first. Haven't had one of these for a while. I always used to get mango juices back in the day. Like, I love mango juice. Good thing is about it is that mangoes these days, you seem to be able to get most of the year, whereas in the past it was only in a very small number of months. But they somehow can get mangoes all year round these days. That was 15,000 for that mango juice, by the way. Nasi goreng's only 25,000. Nasi goreng babi, pork.
I love it. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Now that's an old school nasi goreng. Other thing about coming to these places is that staff are wonderful, aren't they? I think the first time I went there might have been 2002, and she was saying to me that that place has been operational since 1993, and yeah, it's just a lovely place. It costs 44,000, so there's a 10% like tax on top of whatever the price was on the menu, and it just goes to show that you can still get a cheap meal here in Bali. Bali's not really expensive. I might just turn down Gang Bedugul, which has been a long time since I've been down here. I remember exploring all these back lanes back in the day, staying in some of these old little lost men and that sort of thing. It's a bit different now. Still feels pretty good though. Like it is as dark as anything, as I remember it, to be honest. Like the roads are all paved and everything nicely, and the cheapest hotel, 51 cottages, daily, monthly, yearly. Oh wow, that's interesting. How much is it? 120,000 a night. Oh. That's cheap. That's real cheap. Just getting back to that meal, which was a really cheap meal. But I hear a lot of discourse online that Bali's expensive nowadays, and I don't buy it. I think what's happened is our tastes have sort of gotten expensive in a lot of cases. So I know a lot of people really love to go out to cafes and have expensive coffees and so forth. That's me. But you're going to pay for it, you know? You can still go and get a Bali coffee for 5,000. Still available. You can still go and get a nasi goreng for 25,000. Cheaper than that if you go to a little food cart. Everything's still pretty cheap. You can get a beer for 25,000. So that cheap Bali still exists. It hasn't gone through the roof, but our standards have gone up, and what we want out of a place has sort of gone up a bit, I think, as well. And so a lot of the places that you find are really popular are the more expensive places. Those cheaper places like that there are not that popular. While I was there were 2 other tables there, and they were clearly people who have been there over many years coming back to the same place, and I really like that. Yeah, I guess it depends what you want as well. I mean, over the years, my standards have gone up as well. Like back in, 2000 or whatever, I wasn't going and having a really fancy coffee made from a machine. I was having a Nescafe or a little Bali coffee. Oh, Kuta townhouses. I think I reviewed that place back in the day as well. That was a nice little place. I think the good thing is about Bali though is that you can get whatever you want at all different levels, and newer visitors these days, people who are coming for the first time, are really coming here for that high quality food and drink type arrangement, whereas the older timers who know what it used to be like might come for a bit of a mix of things. Oh, I remember that place, the Gong Corner. I used to go there. That's another one of those places. I think the last time I went there was probably 2010. It was busy. That there at the moment is not busy. When I was there in 2010, there were still backpackers around, and so you'd get some of the cheap travellers going to places like that, but I'm not seeing that sort of crowd here anymore in Kuta, which sort of makes sense. I mean, it wasn't even fashionable back then with backpackers, to be honest. They used to swing through and keep going. Oh, this place looks good. Oh, Santorini. That's like the one in Sanur, isn't it? Now, that is a good place, and that is busy. That is really busy, that place. So, I remember that gang down there as well, Gang Sorga. I've stayed down there. Wow. This is amazing to come down these. Well, this street used to be pretty busy back in the day because it was the connecting street between Poppies 1 and Poppies 2. And yeah, there is a little bit of liveliness as I get up to Poppies 2, to be honest. Well, a little bit more lively than Poppies 1. Oh, look at that, an old bookshop. Oh, I love it. Love it. All these books. Amazing. Amazing. Udah lama di sini, Pak?
Udah.
Udah berapa tahun?
Oh, rumah di sini.
Oh, rumah di sini. Sejak kecil.
Kecil.
Ya, bagus banget ya. Yeah. There you go. He's been there since he was, well, he's probably born there. That's his house. Oh, I love that little bookshop. You probably know it as well, don't you? I don't, but I know a lot of Bali diehards do know some of those little things like that. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that Ganesh. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Oh, I'm loving it around here. You know, throwdowns, remember those old things in the old days where you used to get a pack of these little fireworks and you used to just throw them on the ground? There's like a 5-year-old kid just throwing them on the ground and nearly hit me. But that was pretty cool. Oh, Warong, Indonesia. That's another one of those places that I remember from back in the day. One of those places where you go and pick your food from the window, and I think they can cook up some fresh stuff if you want it as well. Or obviously very cheap stuff. All right, so we're coming up to Poppies 2 now. It's a little sports bar there. We serve bloody cold beer. Remember all those ones back in the day? I think I probably should turn left there because I think I'm at the end of Poppies 2 here. So that's what I will do. I'll take a left and we'll head down here. Much brighter down here on Poppies 2 as well. Much, much brighter. Hello. No, thank you. Yeah, much better down here. A better feel than Poppies 1, I think. A few more people walking along here as well, which makes sense, doesn't it? If it's a little bit brighter, there's a few more little hotels down here. Loving this sort of stuff as well. We don't really get as much of these sorts of shops that do really good knockoffs like that. That looks really like quite classy. I can't imagine it being dirt cheap because they're really classy knockoffs. I remember that place, Corey. That used to be classy back in the day, didn't it? I used to love that place. I used to love it. I think I might have actually gone there. I remember it. I think I might have gone there actually in 2002. That's my memory of it anyway. It was pretty newly open when I went there anyway. I remember there was a bit of a buzz back in the old internet days about this new place that was opening, Corey. Nice. Amazing how many tattoo studios there are and spas. Oh, Virgo Sports Bar. Seems to be some sort of AFL on at the moment. It's where everyone's sort of hanging out at these bars just watching AFL. Up there is Benasari. You know Benasari, that's the one that goes quite far north, up into Legian and so forth. I'll save that for another day actually. There's actually a lot to like about this place, to be honest. Like, really, there is a lot to like about it. There you go. Oh, dear. The Aussies are out. I love it. Love it. Reminds me of when I was a kid. It's actually the crowd that I don't see a heap of down here is those younger crowds between 18 and sort of 22 or 25 that used to come here and, you know, do the whole party thing. I don't think they really come here anymore. That's the Poppies on Poppies 2. The original one on Poppies 1, of course, but they've obviously got one on Poppies 2 as well. It's actually sad to see some of these places that are sort of shut down, you know. All those businesses back in the day would have been quite vibrant, and now a lot of them are just shut. You know, it's just not worth opening. It does feel quite lively down here, to be honest, though. Like, it actually feels quite good, aside from some of these bankrupt places on the side of the road. Oh, no parking along the side of the road. That's a cool sign, isn't it? That's one of those classic ones. Yeah, I mean, it does feel quite lively still, and I kind of like that. There aren't that many places in Bali anymore that I actually feel that are quite lively. Like Sanur are definitely not really that lively. I reckon Canggu might be, but I haven't really been to a heap of places where I'm feeling, oh, this is really lively now. Where it always used to feel lively in Bali. That's that mall, the beach walk. Maybe that sucked all the life out of these places, I don't know. Tell you the other thing I'm hearing a lot of is mainland Chinese accents, which is interesting. I didn't realise that was a thing down here in Kuta, but obviously it is. This is this row of art shops when you're coming towards, going towards the beach along Poppies 2. I guess they're not really arts and crafts shops, are they? They're like knick-knack shops, maybe. Clothes shops. This place seems to be pretty busy. Fat Chow, they've got a Fat Chow Asian eatery and there's a big lineup for it. A classic example of expensive places doing really well. Despite people saying that Bali is expensive, those places do well, don't they? People want those places. Just heard an Aussie woman schooling her kids about how to negotiate here. Make sure you get change. I don't want you to get ripped off. So I'm back on the beachfront road now. There actually seems to be quite a bit of activity along here. There's a place across the road called Rosso Vivo, I think. And that it's like a bar, restaurant type thing. It looks pretty classy, pretty busy, you know. All the way up and down here, you know, a few motorbikes coming down the footpath, which is a bit dodgy, but seems pretty busy all the way up and down here. People are still at the beachfront bars drinking, maybe having a small bite to eat, which is a little bit surprising. I actually thought once the sun had set, that'd be it. Like everyone would just clear off the beach and then you'd be into the gungs. But it hasn't really sort of happened like that. People have gone down to Poppies 2 for sure. Not so much Poppies 1, but down on the beach there's a few people. I'll just go over there, see if I can see what's going on in the dark over here. Yeah, there's heaps of people still here, all sitting out having drinks. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. I love that. Because that's the classic Kuta scene, isn't it? Sitting on the beach having a beer and maybe a snack. If you're lucky, you might get a nasi goreng or some noodles, but usually not. To be honest, the whole vibe here is actually quite good. I mean, if you used to enjoy Kuta in the past, there's a good chance you're going to enjoy it again. Of course you want to broaden your horizons and go to other places here in Bali as well, but Kuta still does deliver on that front, especially in these higher seasons when it's a bit busier, because I think when you go to a place that's quiet, it just feels a little bit not right, doesn't it? And I think at the moment Kuta is feeling quite lively and quite enjoyable. When you have that buzz in the air, it feels like the Kuta of old. And I know many of you whose first love was Kuta as well, you'll really love coming back here. Even if you come here for a couple of nights only on your trip to Bali before you go off to somewhere else, I think it's worth coming to. I really do. I mean, I'm sort of up and down on this all the time because there are parts of it that I really don't like, but there are parts that have that nostalgic value, and I really think sometimes nice to dip your toes back into the old nostalgia and just get a feel for what it used to be like back in the day. Thanks for coming along for the ride today. Thanks to all the members that have signed up recently. Really appreciate that. And thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sonora and the rest of Indonesia. I'll catch you next time, man. Sampai jumpa.